hopefully this video is going to help anybody that's revising for their 239152, or maybe if you're doing your NVQ in your portfolio. There is a definite move to have safe isolation on 3-phase captured adequately. Okay, so if your assessor hasn't come out and seen it, but you happen to be working on 3-phase, let's get that evidence bagged for you and let's put that towards your portfolio. So you're going to need 12 photographs at least. Now this very basic visual, and bear in mind I'm doing this quickly in a college that I'm working at, so Warwickshire College Group have very kindly allowed me to do it on a board that they're in the middle of, practice board that they're building. Yours won't be at college, yours will be in a real life situation. But the visual is not the key still in the lock, the visual is not the key anywhere locally, that key is safely in my pocket. Okay, now I've also got barriers here and I've also got PPE on. I would be wearing normal shoes, but I forgot my boots. So I've got my label on and I've got my lock on, and it's secured in the off position. Okay. Okay, so we're going to make sure that our voltage indicating device complies with GS 38. So you can make sure there's no cracks and things. So if you were doing an assessment, that's what you do, and it's a bit like a pantomime, like I'm checking that the leads have got no cracks, I'm checking that the casing's fine. Now, for this video, I have exposed the tips more, so you can see it should only be for, between 2 and 4 mil tips exposed. So I've just exposed it a little bit more, just so that you can see it a bit more clearly in the video, because I know some of you will be watching this on your phone. I am wearing the correct PPE, so you might want to include your risk assessment and method statement, and earlier on you see we were behind barriers and enclosures. Now obviously I'm at Warwickshire College Group, who've kindly allowed me to use one of their practice boards. You will not be, you will be on site. So whatever your site specific risk assessment is, that's how you're going to comply. Okay, now, first things first, this has been in my van, it's been sliding around. I drive at whatever speed I drive at, so it's been hot, it's been cold, I need to prove that it still works. Now, I'm just going to say, for your own sort of sanity, use a proving unit, okay? You can use a known source obviously in real life, but for the photographs for your portfolio, it makes it that much clearer to see, and you wouldn't have any problems with the EQA. Now, can you see, I want it to go all the way up to the top. So Abdo, if you pull back a little bit, thank you. The money shot is this, and I don't have to be looking at the camera for the shot, I can be looking to check that it's there, as long as you can clearly see my beautiful face at that point. Okay, now this then means that the later shots you might not have to get my face in each time. You can tell I've got girl hands and I've got a wedding ring that's quite specific, so you could tell arguably it's my hands doing it. If you're wearing gloves, get the camera to pull back a bit. We're going to do those 10 tests. Now, anyone that's seen any of my previous videos that I've had on TikTok knows that I like to do it like this, keep it nice and straightforward. This is because having assessed so many capable electricians and watch them not be able to count to 10 is heartbreaking. So, I've got, let me just put my voltage indicator out of the way, I've got my fingers and thumb. So the odd one out is the earth, okay? So you've got to test between earth and neutral, earth to L1, earth to L2, earth to L3. Neutral to L1, neutral to L2, neutral to L3, L1 to L2, L1 to L3, and L2 to L3. So those are the 10 photographs that you're going to get, and I'm sorry about this, but this will absolutely make you watertight to any assessor. Okay, so the position you're going to go for, and again, don't forget this is a practice board, so there's not really much installed here. So I'm going to go from the earth bar to the neutral, always putting it into the earth first, earth to neutral, and the photograph clearly shows that I'm looking to see it's not lighting up. So earth to neutral, earth to L1, earth to L2, earth to L3. So those are 4 earth to live tests, okay? And then you're going to want your neutral to L1, neutral to L2, neutral to L3, L1 to L2, L1 to L3, L2 to L3. Okay, now what I'm not getting is any photographs of me crossing my arms over. There's no possibility of arcing and sparking. As I said, I've left further exposed tips for you to be able to see it more clearly on camera, but even with the shroud on them, there's still possibility of arcing and sparking in 3-phase. Now the final shot will be just you proving again that nothing has gone wrong with your voltage indicating device, like the high rupturing current fuse hasn't gone or anything like that. Now my argument would also be, have them as close as possible to there. So this one isn't magnetic, so I couldn't just show you, but don't leave it if you haven't got your barrier there, okay? Now, the only time that the visual, I'll take you over here, Alice. The only time that the visual won't have your locking off kit there is if you have done a photograph of an isolation point further downstream, okay? So if you've got that and you can take a photograph, you might have to write a bit more. So sometimes I'm going to argue it's just as easy to put it on, okay? Only for the visual and only to make it easier for the EQA, the external quality assurance person, to kind of go, yeah, they know what they're doing, okay? Yeah, if you've got questions, do ask. Thanks.